240 plus of our student athletes, 320, were here going through summer school, conditioning, working out, doing different things. And a lot of activities go on behind it. I know there was some focus last week about the process that the football team and other fall sports athletes go through at the start here, going through orientation, going through compliance meetings, academic meetings, all those things. But one thing, and a lot of it went on right in this room, that occurred throughout the summer that I wanted to make mention of was we had a program this summer really designated to specifically help incoming freshman student athletes acclimate better into the college environment. Because thinking about it, from 17, 18-year-olds, and you read all summer long about where they don't do that successfully, and for one reason or another fall through the cracks because it's the first time they've been away from home, been on a campus, been all of a sudden in a fishbowl where there's so much more scrutiny and observation than they've ever been exposed to. And helping them orientate in that and acclimate to that's really an important thing. Otherwise, they never make it to this point. And CJ and his staff, I thought, did a remarkable job, as a lot of our athletic staff did, identifying speakers, different people that just really help make them feel at home, but do a really good introduction as to this begins the next 4 years of your journey and what you're going to experience, what the expectations are, all those things. So it was an interesting process to take part in, to be part of, to observe. I know every Wednesday mornings at 7 a.m. had different speakers in here for all these kids, and they did a great job. But in the case of this staff, a lot of them gave up what would typically be vacation time for football staff, of which you don't get much, and they split up their time and assignments so that past their camps, recruiting activities, that they could be in here en masse and helping with that process. I thought that was important, as well as CJ and our academic and other staff did that as well. The other thing I would make mention of, I guess, just following suit on what went around in all the different conference media days, I guess I would show up today and tell you we're breaking away from the NCAA today. Thought I'd make that announcement and tell you we're going to form our own league and division and all those things. But seriously, that's been a topic that's seemed to rise to the front, and obviously will lead to a lot of interesting discussion meetings and another round that will be interesting where it takes us over the next year. I don't anticipate this will be a boring year for college athletics. Another topic, as Roger mentioned, I just want to give kind of a brief update to what you now see outside. Is the good news is over the last couple of weeks we're finally coming out of the ground. For the first 4.5 months, everything we did in regards to the stadium was going into the ground. And I actually returned from a trip a week ago and saw the first semblance of structure coming out of the ground. And so on this side, you see our home grandstand side that's underway. The project's on schedule. I guess just for future reference, any of you that have interest in updates, our Yulman Stadium site will continue to provide updated information. And we have 2, I think, construction cams that they tell me are on our website that you can see firsthand what's going on a daily basis. But if you have any requests or anything, please just forward them to Roger, and in many instances we'll have somebody from our project team be able to address any of the questions or information that you want to solicit from us. Other than that, that's really, I think that, and the fact that we're anticipating, I think, a lot of progress in our entire athletic program going forward this year. As you know, for us, it's the last year. We were a charter member of Conference USA. It's the last year for us in that association, and we'll continue to be very viable, strong members in it and participate, in all the administration of that league. At the same time as we prepare and get ready to go forward to our next association, and that's the American Athletic Conference. So we spent some time this summer in meetings with those folks, as our coaches will next summer as we go into that. But our focus this year is being on really strong members of Conference USA. So I'll stop there. I just want to come say hello to everybody and welcome you to, I know it's as I tell our staff here at the end of the summer, and we have an all-student athlete meeting coming up here in another Sunday. it's a disruption really precedes progress, and so you're experiencing a little bit of what all of our folks experience on a daily basis. It's not real easy to get in here to us, but at the same time, what's coming out from us is definitely progress and steps moving forward. So we're pleased about that. I'm pleased with the progress that this program and under CJ's leadership and this staff and the way these kids are responding, I think it's been really encouraging. Just, for the first time, a lot of it's visible. I think that's the big difference I can tell you about it, is it's visible progress, and it's really encouraging to be able to tell you that. On the second part of it is, I think what's happened both inside this room and this building, the effort, the commitment that's been put forward will become evident to others as well. And those are the things, that's the journey that has to take place in order for progress to happen, and it's happening. So with that, I'll stop, Raj, and introduce, there was a question? Ed? Yeah. Our schedule calls for that. Well, that's right now we're on schedule. One of the things, and this is probably with every project, is built in is a significant portion of rain days, and obviously we lost some through the spring and summer, but it was a pretty healthy amount, and I think where we stand today still has us on schedule for that opening of 14. What was the second? Mm-hmm. Well, it'll be an interesting conversation, just based on some of the comments, and the one thing that was apparent through it all is that was very scripted and orchestrated, because it happened, one after another, starting, conference commissioner by conference commissioner, and as you would imagine, that's led to a lot of phone calls, conversations with ADs across the country, and some of the issues are common to us all. I've been in, I think this is maybe my 26 years in AD, and I've seen it from the days where, one school got one vote no matter what you did, what you were, what your size was, any of those things. And we evolved to, what was known as the Federated Division, the 1A, 1AA, 1AAA, and now the FBS, FCS, those different things. So we've always kind of evolved, and it looks like, this is kind of another step in evolving like that. What it entails will be interesting discussion. The one thing I've, said to a lot of my counterparts, it's interesting sometimes at our level, sometimes we don't understand and value diversity and things like diversity and parity. One of the things that I always point to and said a league that does it better than anybody from a profit standpoint is the NFL. And one of the things that's done that for them is allowing and creating an environment where markets like New Orleans or Green Bay can prosper and flourish. If you just looked on the surface or on a map, you say, no way. But by building equity and parity and things like that, the entire product has risen and progressed. Sometimes at the collegiate level, we forget that there's great stories all over the map that happen in college athletics. You can cite them in every sport, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, wherever they come from. There's great stories, and we probably have more diversity and than any other sports organization out there around the country, meaning college athletics. And sometimes I don't know that we do a good job of capturing that and capitalizing on the value of that. And so there'll be a lot of those kind of discussions. Ed, I don't envision anything where universities and programs like at Tulane are not always part of the forefront of conversation with the highest levels that are out there. Because if we did, then the collegiate level itself would be cutting out some of the best assets it has, and I don't see that as the motive. Sometimes there's some desires to, schools that maybe just don't play football or play at a significantly lower level or a non-scholarship level, but they're Division I and everything else, and they may be holding back some of the wishes, desires of others that do everything comprehensively. So I think that'll be a lot of where the conversation goes. Okay?
Thanks, Rick.
Yep, thank you, Raj. Good to see everybody.